Hey guys, it's me, it's Queen Osset Haru, and thank you for joining me for another wonderful edition of Ask an Aquarius. If you haven't already, please hit the red subscribe button and smack the bell. Also, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Pass it on to anybody, everybody who may need to see it too. And leave us a positive comment in the comment section. So I wanted to talk to you guys because I was on vacation for a little while. I was chilling. I was exhausted. So I just needed some rest. And it was really weird because that's really what I did. I slept and drank water. That was it. I was dehydrated and sleepy. So that's all I did. And then my birthday happened. Your girl turned 43 on you. And then there was Valentine's Day. And now here we are back to Monday. So I'm back. And while I was gone, a young lady told me about a scenario that I thought was pretty interesting, and I wanted to tell you guys about it because this is some real Aquarius shit, okay? The young lady said to me that she likes this guy, okay? They're both in their 20s. They go to the same church. They're both single, pretty normal. They're in their 20s, they're, working. I think she's working, he's in school and working. So they're like, doing a pretty normal 20 young adult kind of thing. And basically she sees him all the time at church and she really likes him. So she said for 6 months, she's been throwing him the hint that she likes him, and with the hope that he'll say something to her. Ask her out, ask her for some ice cream, ask her for her phone number, something, And she said that she found out because his birthday was on my birthday. She figured out that he was an Aquarius. So she said she wanted to know, do Aquarius know when you like them? Can they tell that you're their crush? Especially if you're throwing them the hint, or do they not notice? And see, this is a really tricky one, and I'm going to tell you why. Because us Aquarius that are crafty, it really could be either one. Let me tell you why. Because Aquarius is an air sign. So one of the things that happens with air signs is that we have a tendency to be in our intellect. So some of the times we're off in the stratosphere, we're off in our thoughts, Some of the times we don't notice things because we're so busy not thinking about it. Aquarius don't notice things that don't mean anything to us. That's basically how we are. If we're interested in something, if we want something or like something, we like notice it and we focus on it. But if it's not important to us, we might not notice it. And those are the times when we kind of space out. So the Aquarius could genuinely not have noticed because he's at church. He could be on a whole different vibration at church. He might be focusing. He might be thinking. He might be trying to reach salvation. He's at church. So you don't know where his head is when he's at church. I know when I'm at church or when I'm at a spiritual event of any kind, of any, spiritual system, I'm not really thinking about getting a date. I'm usually thinking about like what we're doing or listening to the sermon or listening to whatever talk is going on or watching whatever rituals being performed. I'm usually into that. So he might just not have noticed. But those of us that are Aquarius and more crafty also have another trick up our sleeves. This trick is because of the fact that we're aware that sometimes people know that we don't notice things. Sometimes we pretend to not notice. And this is where the question comes in at. Does he really not know, or is he pretending? Because there have been times when a person was interested in me and they told me they were interested later, and I had no idea. I was like, when was this? Like, when was this? I don't remember this happening. And there was also times when somebody, I knew they had a crush on me, or I knew they had a thing for me, and I pretended like I didn't know because I wasn't interested or because it wasn't a good idea. Like, I might have thought they were attractive, but I'm like, we work at the same job, or I'm friends with her mom, or something like that. Like, it's a reason why this wouldn't be a good idea. So if it's not a good idea, or if it's somebody I'm not attracted to and I can see that they're crushing on me, that's another time when I might pretend like I didn't notice. So it's either I didn't notice or I'm pretending like I didn't notice. So in his case, it could be one of those two things. He might not have noticed, or he may not be interested, or he may not be able to approach. Because remember, you said that you only see him at church and you never seen him with somebody. You think that he's single, but it could be a reason why he's not dating. It could be that he does have somebody that y'all just don't know about. Or it could just be the fact that he's not dating for a reason. Sometimes people go on breaks, when, they've had certain things happen in their lives. Sometimes they take a little break. So it could be other reasons why he's not interested in dating is the point. Maybe he knows your brother and he's scared that if he dates you, your brother's going to be angry. It's a number of different reasons, but he's either not noticing or pretending not to notice. So if it was me, because of the fact that I don't like not knowing things, I'm pretty forward. As some of you can tell, I'm pretty forward and I don't like not knowing. So it's a pretty good chance that I probably would say something to him. In my chicken shit years, when I would be like kind of afraid and kind of shy to do something like that, I would have one of my friends or one of his friends say something. But in this case, and since I've gotten more, and since I've gotten older, I've realized that it's best to just say something and let the chips fall where they may. Because if he's not noticing you saying something small, you ain't got to say like, hey, I have a crush on you. You could say something small like, hey, you want to get ice cream sometime? You want to get coffee sometime? Something like that, something very small. And if he turns you down, at that point, it's kind of obvious that he's not interested, So it's not a question of is he interested or not. At that point, And if he says, yeah, sure, then maybe he didn't even notice. So if it was me, if I was in this situation, I would be direct about it. And I would just ask the gentleman to have coffee with me. And if he said no, then that would tell me he wasn't interested. And I would say, okay, thanks anyway. And walk the hell off, That's what I would do. I would be forward about it because like I said before, it's no way of knowing which direction it is. Because like you said, he's kind, he's friendly, he's polite, but he just hasn't said anything like, can I get your number? He could even be shy. He could even have noticed but be kind of shy, or because you're at church feel like maybe it's inappropriate, or what if I'm reading her signals wrong? These are the kind of things that men say to me when I ask them, well, didn't you see the hint she was throwing? They're like, well, what if I write it wrong? We are at church. My mama go to church here. My grandmama go to church here, So it could be one of those kind of things. So I would just be direct and let the chips fall where they may. And remember, I always tell you guys, don't be afraid of rejection. If somebody says no, ask somebody else. Just ask somebody else. Like, nah, okay. And keep it moving. Because I guarantee you, if somebody says no, somebody else will say yes. So just keep it moving. So yeah, that's what I would do. I would just ask the gentleman for coffee, or I don't know if he drinks coffee. I mean, like you've seen him in church. What kind of things does he do? Does he drink coffee? Does he like veggie juices? Like what is he into? And that's what I would ask him. You want to have a drink, but I wouldn't ask him to have like dinner. That's a whole big extravaganza. I would ask for something small like coffee, ice cream, something like that. Something that is going to say to him, yeah, she's interested, without being over the top. And his response to you is going to be yes or no, quite frankly. And if he says no, then move on. If he says yes, then that's your in. Go have that coffee, go have that conversation and see if you really like this gentleman. I think that church is actually a good place to meet somebody for real. At least they're into, spiritually what you're into. I don't think there's anything wrong with that at all. I know a lot of couples that met at church. So, see what happens. All right, guys. Thank you for watching. And don't forget, if you like this video, to give it a thumbs up. Drop us a comment in the comment section. And if you would like to get a reading done, please email me. I'll be happy to give you an appointment for a reading. All right, guys? And come back soon because I have a lot more to say. See you later.